I forgot to record. When you after you download it, you will get this format, the zip format. Just right click, and then you can just go ahead extract all, and then just follow the screen what you want it, where do you want it to be, and such. Okay, and then after you extract it, you will get this file format. This file. So it's quite a big file. Here we go. Can you see it? So we can see a lot of detail. And now when we are building this, oh, one more. Hold on. I record into the wrong screen. Sorry. It's record to. Yep. So basically, you just hear my voice, but there's nothing on there. So it's right here. Okay. So I apologize for that. Here we go. So basically, after you download it, hold on. I was totally in the wrong window. Right here. So our class D2L project 3 table of content, and then project 3 classic truck. Here we go. Now if you click on this link will pops up this web page. So this is actually is a modification of the Ford 1931. Now if you are interested in doing a little more later, you could Google it for 1931 to 1936 or something like that, and then you can modify some parts as needed. But you don't have to. Just follow exactly same as this photo would be perfect. Now, after we download it, you will get this when I'm gonna click on it. Here we go. So that we can see the detail. Let me just cycling it through. So now you're gonna build all of this detail, including all the rear mirror, and this is the open. So now this section, wait until the last minute. When you get time, you build it. Just get only all the majority appearance, like the hinge need to be there too. Now these detail, you need to build them too.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can see your screen at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
We see boots and leather seats. That's
Got
really fast.
you. Wrong place. Okay, so hold on. Let me do it again one more time. Yes. Thank you for letting me know. Otherwise, I would just keep doing the same thing. Now, can you see my actual screen now?
Yeah.
The truck? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be the screen. The reason that I have to use smaller screen because OBS will not capture correctly with the wide screen. So I have to use this window. So you're going to build all of this. Like on the tire, those I think called spoke. I'm not sure what does it call. That's cylindrical elongate cylindrical. These are rim, right? Rim tire, and the fin there. It need to be there. Need to be builded also. So little things like wood, this section of the detail. Now, when we build this, we will separate all the object according to the actual cars. Like this part are separate. That's a separate pieces, separate. Now this section need to be need to be the same object in board. I don't know what to call that. So chains. Now this section though, I will do the lecture. We could switch to just a chains. We don't have to have a cover on it too. So, but we can build that if we want to. So handle separate, like see like bolt separate. Now the bolt though is not that important in terms of design. So I don't mind if you're gonna import the bolt that we did in a first project, so that you don't have to rebuild it again because you already know how to build them. So you can recycle it by import it inside. Now can you see like this section? These are a you can use bend deformer or you can use extrude along the path like what we did, and then you have to mold the section like a the I don't know what does it call, like a thread or something like that. I think this is for the electric wire, so it's like protection. Now you don't have to do embroidery on the like emboss the Ford. You don't have to do that. We would use texture map instead. So, but this section, yes, you have to have it to build it. Like see those ball little things like that. Separate it, separate, separate, separate. Don't need to make it become one. Like these parts separate. Even this section, you could separate them, or you could make them into one. So that is totally up to you that time, that part, because these we can see the separation, so separate them. But this section though, you have a long rectangle, and then you have extension. Now the hole, you don't need to punch the hole because the bolt will cover it. Okay, and these actually is not a bolt, it's rivet. So and then they just paint it over. Okay, look more. This detail, see, that part will be separate, but let's take a look at analyze it. So basically, these sections are separate than the side. Now, see that part are separate too. You don't have to build into a single object. It's too much geometry you need to cut. So separate them will be lighter and looks better. However, though, um, the bed, I think the truck bed is oh yeah, actually left and right they are separate. They are not even connect to there. I don't think so. Let me see. Oh, it yeah, it doesn't connect, so it's separate. You build one side and then duplicate and rotate it, and then these are not a single part. There's a single part frame right there because oh no, it is, hold on, from here to there. That's one piece, and then this is another piece. So that will be separate piece, separate piece. So basically, look at on the reference, and if you can separate them, separate it. Don't build into one. See, like that part is separate, and the fender separate. See that part separate too. Now you need to build the inside. So I just built everything possible, but little detail you can skip it. Like for example, on the foot pad here, you can skip it. Just a one single frame from here to there, and then the dashboard, the seat, the handle. Now the handle, most likely you can build and recycle it to the other part. So here we go. And the wheel, you need to have them exactly like that. Okay. Now you don't need to build this kind of detail. Just build a circle. Don't worry about the gate detail. Just those circle. No need to build the key though. Okay. And even the keyhole, don't need to punch them because it's too small to look at, to see it. But little things like this, you need to have them. Rivet also, because it's closed up. Now, if you don't open the door, don't build this. If you're gonna show off, open the door, you need to build them. Okay. So I would suggest just close the door at this time. Like this has to be there. Now the engine skip because it's gonna close on the hood. There we go. Now this section though, the embryo, I don't know what to call that, but let me show you here. Like this part is an eagle, right? Well, you don't have to build them. We'll see if we got enough time. I'm gonna show you how to build it because it's not really complex. So, I mean, we can use a after we block it out, we use sculpt deformer too to sculpt the detail, not high detail, just some detail. Now the grill, yes, we need to build them. Let me go back to the grill part. I think it's the beginning. The grill is not difficult at all. It looks really complex, but it's not. Right there. So basically, we're gonna form the shape partially, and then we're gonna duplicate spatial and merge them together. And after that, we can duplicate, rotate, and align them. I'll show you how to do it. Now the embodder, like the not emboss, like a indents forward. We could do boolean. Let's do that together with that. This shape, just only this part. We'll see on the back. I might change my mind and we might do it. Okay. So now this section, the lights, headlights, right there. We most likely will skip that. Um, the reason is it's too much work to do all of those detail, and this detail can be accomplished by using normal map it on the transparency shader. So basically we can use if we got time, I'll show you how to do it with the mental ray shader. Okay. So basically it's gonna be just only a smooth surface for the headlight. And what else that is important here? I think pretty much it. So now what we're gonna start it to working on a image plan. Right now we have this. This is model 1932, which is about the same. So we're gonna use this as our blueprint. And now, so go ahead, prepare this image, open up your Photoshop, and then follow my demo. So use this file, and you're gonna open Photoshop, my Photoshop in the other window. Okay. And I'm gonna open the image. And right there. Now,
Is this image and is it also in the zip file that we just downloaded?
Yes.
Okay.
Just unzip them. Go ahead. I'll give you a few more minutes. Let me pause.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Let me pause the video. So before we do this, yeah, go ahead.
Did you start the recording again?
Yes, I did. Thank
Okay.
you. So let's go back to a Maya program quick. Let's create a new project first. So under File menu, Project window, and let me I'm gonna click browse. Oh, click new first. I'm gonna browse it, and I'm gonna locate my D drive.
Now, are we doing the 1930? I know you said we can implement
Right.
changes in all of them, but like, is it like
This would,
mainly the 1931 model?
yeah,
Okay.
the only file I could get it, but they are still the same shape. They just has a little variant. So we use that blueprint as a layout so that we can block out really easy, and then we're gonna look at on the actual photo when we sculpting it, when we building it. So now I'm gonna, oop, oh my, where did I put it? Hold on, one moment. Let me organize my photo quick. Don't know where it is. Truck. Oh, I was on the truck. Hold on. Gotcha. So I'm gonna create a new folder. I like to DGM. DGM2530. One moment. Okay. Gonna put it in there. Click accept. The reason that we wanted to have a project folder first because we want to put the image file in 12 will be in scene folder. Oh no, source images folder. I hold on, I make a mistake. I forgot to rename it, so I'm gonna create a new one. Let me, one moment. Week 12. Okay, now this is the right one. Okay, so now I should have this one. Here we go. So I will put source images inside that. So now let's go back to Photoshop now. So what we need to do is because of the image plane is kind of we use it for blocking. So what we need is we need font top, font side and top. That's it. We don't need the back, because the back, we will get it from here. Like see that the truck bed, we will get that from blocking on the side, but we need the font to see the fender. Not to see only the fender, the grill and other things a little bit, and top. Now top so that we can see the top shape of the body, like the engine and the what do you call it, the driver compartment. Okay, so now we want, we are lucky because this blueprint is already really get proportion on all sides. So now we need information on how long and how tall and so on. So now what I'm going to do though, I'm gonna using a rectangle marquee tool, scrap some of this. Okay. So, and then Control C to copy it, and you could right now. Hold on, sorry. Let me talk about this a little bit. I'm gonna go to View and turn on Ruler, and if I grab the ruler, And can you see if I put that, that's the top of the hood. Oops, let me control change. Can you see it's fit? It's really similar. So now it may not be perfect, but it is. So that's the grill. Can you see? And the end of the compartment. So and now the height same. Can you see? Touch on the tip and there. And the bottom part I think is right there. And this is the step to get into the car, to the truck. So now that's the idea, that they have same proportion and they match the level of the length, the height, the width, and so on. So now if you look at right here, if we flip this, if we put this way and change the orientation, right here should match with there. The end of the engine cover should be matched with that side. Something like that. Okay, so now we need to cut this. Like I said, we already have the original blueprint. If you have to do it by yourself, you can still using a found images and then match them together. So let's pretend that we're gonna have to rematch this. So I'm gonna copy that, region drag, edit copy, or Control Z, and then I'm gonna create a new. Now when you click on new, right here, clipboard, what it does is the after you do a copy command, computer will put the information of the copy either, but it basically capture the command line on the copy. You won't see it, but those information will be including the boundary of selection. So now if you copy text will be different. The command line of the text will be just something else different. Then now in Photoshop though, the good things about under new document, Photoshop also has a receive command from the clipboard copy. Clipboard copies mean when you do either Control C or copy on the file, it will be a current copy that CPU will save those commands inside the memory. So if we click this, the size will be exactly matched with the clipboard, the regions of selection. Now, if you want to specify by yourself, you can do that too. So in this case though, I could see 1,000, like 1117, right, pixel. I would want it to make it more a square looking, so that all font top and side they are same amount of the space of the map, so that it fit them a little easier, when you try to match them in image plane. So now I am not going to use the clipboard. I'm gonna specify that. So make sure you're on RGB. Oh wait, bitmap grayscale is fine because of the default is grayscale and we don't need color. So let's do grayscale. Now I'm gonna tell a 1,000 because it's about the same size as 1,100 and 1,000 by 1,000. Okay, so that they all square. Now resolution, make sure you put it to 72. You can start off with select a preset like film, model, and web, which I am not suggest. The reason is if you do web, you're gonna get a lot of like an artboard. So I'm gonna just use a print, but then reduce the resolution to 72. No more than that because we use it for a screen view only. Square pixel, that's what we wanted. Always want square pixel. So when I click OK, I will get this. And I already copy, right? So I can edit and paste. Now it's coming. It's going to be a little bigger. No big deal. Scaled it down. Now we're going to scale it down. Control T. Control T is freeze transform. And you just grab the corner and then make sure they are fit inside. Okay. Now, you don't need to have those numbered there because we're gonna look at it. So it just make it fit. Okay, just make it fit on the length, and you can reposition them if you want to. This is good. Now execute it. Press enter, and we don't need all of these lines. So I'm gonna use marquee 2 again. Select, let me move it down a little bit, and then you just hit delete to remove those lines. We want to clean. There we go. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna copy, let's do the truck.
How did you remove those lines?
You just move the cursor over it and then move it. Make sure you're on this line, on these two, marquee 2.
Okay.
You mean the selection, right?
Yeah, no, you removed lines, and I was wondering how you did that.
You hit delete. So
okay.
You just you do like this, like just marquee select the area you don't want and hit delete. Here we go.
Okay, thank you.
So it's just because if I turn off a background, can you see it look like this? When I turn off the background.
Gotcha. So we do not need the measurements.
No, because we're gonna look at out from outside. This will be on the screen. So now copy the top part. Edit, copy, and then I'm gonna paste on top of it. There we go. Now before we scale these though, actually, you know, guys, I make a mistake. Would be easier to scale all of them at once so that they are same proportion. So what I'm gonna do is don't scale them yet. Now the layer 1, if we already done that, just delete it and then re-import, go back and copy it back again. So I'm gonna just grab there, copy, Control C, and then I'm gonna Control V. Don't scale them yet, and just keep copy it. Now the this section, the font one, you may have to just do another region drag, copy, and paste it. Here we go. So basically they are not scaling yet, all 3 of them, and then we're gonna scale them at once because that will be a we will be able to maintain the proportion, the proportion all 3. Otherwise, we have to scale 3 times plus try to match them. This will be easier. Okay. So after you import, after you paste all of them together now, so I want you to do this. Shift select. Let me collapse this quick. Here we go. And let me make it bigger. Can you see I click one layers and then shift select all 3. The layer that has car truck on it, not the background. And then look at on the bottom icon on the layer palette. Can you see this link? Turn the link on. When you turn the link on, now it's become link. So it's mean when you move or scale, it will do all 3. Before we do that, let's reduce the opacity. So the reason that I want you to reduce the opacity is so that we can see the bottom layers. So I mean the late mice layer number 2, not the background, ignore about background. So the reason is so that we can see the front and the back end of the second or third layers. So turn on a under edit free transform or Control T. Now you can scale all of them together to fit inside. Here we go. I just look at on the font and the end on the layer 2 or layer 3. That's all I need. Now when you're done, just execute it by double click on it or press enter. So now,
how do we like the truck that's facing towards us, that layer, how do we like, do we need to center that up in the middle as well, or like?
No, at this point, no, don't need to do anything. Just make sure
Okay.
link them together and scale them together. Basically, at this moment, we wanted the whole truck to fit inside that square.
Okay.
Like focus on the either side view or top view.
Okay.
Now, when you're ready, you just unlink them now, because we are not going to scale them. We're gonna just relocate. So let's start it from I'm gonna start it from the side and top part. Here we go. So turn only side and top. Now what we need to do is, because they are same equal scale, same proportion, what I need to do is I need to select. I'm still dimming the reduce the opacity so that I can see. I'm gonna use a move tool, and basically I'm gonna just move either the top or the bottom part. So now my Photoshop by default is use the pixel, because see I have a really my cursor over the pixel. So if I turn on, if I do it like this, see that pixel. So wherever I grab, it will grab that bit that pixel of the image. So this is what we can do. I'm gonna reduce again. You turn on move to, but you using a dodge, like dodging techniques on your keyboard, the left, right, up and down arrow. So we're gonna go to the left. Can you see I just dodge it? There we go. So basically you might need to zoom in a little bit more so that you can see. So basically I can see, I'm gonna just move like this until they line up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Can be offset a little bit, it's fine. Like a few pixels is okay. But see, the proportion is already there, so they are fit perfectly good. Don't have to do anything else much. Now I can bring opacity back, or 2 of this, and then I'm gonna turn on layer 4. Now on layer 4 I reduce the opacity. Make sure this is 100. Here we go. So let's save this file first. Save as. We're gonna save as a Photoshop file. Make sure save on your computer. And I'm gonna.
Which ones are 100% opacity?
Everything except for the top layers, which is the font.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call a truck layout. Okay. And it's gonna save in a PSD format. I save it inside my source images folder of my project. So this one called layout, and I gotta turn on color correct. Add color correct. Embed the color correct. Okay.
So you can save a Photoshop file inside of the Maya project folder?
Yes, so that they are in one area. When you need to edit them, you can go back and do editing. Okay, so now, still there. So now, you're gonna use an arrow key up and down, left and right. So that it's easier try to move, because one thing though, by default a Photoshop has snap. You might want to turn the snap off when you're moving around, so that it won't keep snapping pixel or snapping edge. So but now if I turn it on and I using the left and right, up and down, I don't have to worry about snap because it moved by pixel. So now what I'm looking at is I want the top part to be matched. So now see right here the highest is on the center on font view. So I just dodging my key. Here we go. Can you see it? Match right there. That's all I need. So I'm looking at right there. Here we go. So the center is right, kind of right there. Here we go. So now, but see, because this is the center, but however, when I move to the center, because these are offset, so I have to go back until the top I meet. That's it. If it's too low, you bump it higher. If too high, you bump it lower. So now, let me see. We don't really see the side window. We see only the font window. Let me check. So now we want to check that part and this part. So you can grab the ruler and move this down. See if it match. It's not quite. Can you see that? It's offset. Something incorrect on the drawing or on the scale. Let me check. Let's bring it down to, how about the tire? The tire are matched. Just only that part. Right there and there. You see? Only that part. Something not right. Which is offset a little bit. It's okay. So I think I'm going to let it go. Now let's check the headlight. The headlights on the side a little higher. Just a bit higher. It's okay. So that workable. I think this is okay. Just offset a little bit. If you don't want the guide, you grab the guide. Make sure you on move to, and then you move it up. Go back to the ruler. Will be gone. So I think this is good. Let's check the top of the fender. Oh, good. Okay. So I think we are ready. So now,
How are you, just out of curiosity, how are you doing first of all, how do you get the rulers to appear? Because I looked under
under
view and I
view,
can't find it.
ruler.
Okay, yeah, for some reason. Okay, now I had to restart it. There we go. Okay.
Oh, it's gone. You can do Control R too.
Okay, yeah, it's working now. Thank
Okay.
you.
So, oh, come on. It doesn't dock it in back. Here we go. Okay. So now we're ready. You can leave the guide. Let's save. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring the layer 4, which is now I can enable. Here we go. Enable the opacity, and then now we know it's fit the same size, good. So you can just move it to the center of this. There we go. Like center. Here we go. Okay.
Is that not going to mess with our scale or anything
No,
like that?
no, it's not, because we already checked the proportion. So now under view, let's hide guide. So under show uncheck guide. So that's gone. So now let's clean the cleans the text. So on here, I'm gonna use marquee selection. Select there, hit delete. Here we go, and then keep going. You might need to hide the view so that you can see. I'm gonna turn on background so that I can see it. Hide it and just delete. Oh no, hold on. Let me undo quick. Let me turn this off. I got confused. So I should turn on one layer at a time. Oh, I deleted the wrong. Here we go. Okay, and then turn back. Grab that. Make sure you highlight the correct layers. Here we go. And then good. How about this one? Here we go. So, and it doesn't look perfect in terms of pixel we cut. No big deal, because at the end when we export it, we're gonna export like this. Okay. So now when are we ready? We're gonna export this as a JPEG. You can export as a PNG, but it's PNG is larger than JPEG. Better quality, which we don't care about the quality because we just want to see as an image plan. So basically 1,000 pixel quite big. So the problem with the 1,000 pixel is if you have a graphic card that a little older, 2 gig or 3 gig still work, but it might slow down your system when you zoom in and zoom out your view. So to be safe, let me save this again, and I'm gonna close my original blueprint and don't save it. I want you to duplicate this image and duplicate and just leave it as a copy. Now you can close the original. Make sure you save it first and close. So basically we are not going to save this. We use this for exporting only. Just export. So now I am ready. I'm gonna reduce the size.
Did you duplicate through file? I'm sorry for all these questions. I'm trying to
Yes,
keep up.
just right here, image, duplicate.
Image, duplicate. Okay.
Yep,
And it's on. Okay, cool.
and
Gotcha.
then close the original so that you don't touch it. So basically what I want you to do is I want you to resizing it. Under image, change this to pixel. We're gonna resize the pixel. Half of it, 500 only. Smaller so that it won't drag or give us a slow calculate on the OpenGL. So 700 pixel. Resolution need to be 72. So if it's on inch, just make sure right here switch to pixel. Click OK, it will shrink. Here we go. So now I'm gonna control O. Sorry. Control 0. Can you see a little pixel added? We don't care. We just want to use that as a shape for blocking. So now I'm gonna export this. So under File, Export, use Export As because we want to export as a JPEG. If it click PNG export, you don't have a option for JPEG. So JPEG, it's 25K, which is good. Now the quality is 100%, doesn't matter, we can leave it there. And it said convert to RGB. Well, you can uncheck so that it's become grayscale, but in this case it's okay, it's not going to be that big. So I'm gonna export this and you're gonna put it inside source images folder of your project directory. I am in the wrong folder. 12 inside source images, and I'm gonna rename this. I'm gonna call front truck. Okay, JPEG. Save. See, I use format JPEG. Now continue, turn off layer 4 and turn on the next layer, and then just one more thing. Right now the direction is point to the left, which is what we want, left side, so that is matched with the coordinate in Maya software, because Maya software, the Z is the font, which is toward to the left. So re-export this as.
Do we need to change our image size for this one as well, or does it automatically do that for the whole file?
Yes, do, because
Okay.
they are in the same file, so it does all. So export this, and this one called side. So side truck. Side. There we go. And then my last one will be top. So turn off everything else except top and background. Export as. And then use the same setting, JPEG 100%. I mean, you could reduce this to 60 too. It's still gonna work, but here we go. So this one will be top. Here we go. Now we're ready. So you can close this without saving it. I mean, unless you want to, you can save into a different file name. You can call small, something like that. So now let's come back to my software. And we can save this file right away. Save scene as, even though there's nothing inside. We want to save the scene information. And I'm gonna call a truck blocking. Okay. And on truck blocking, I'm gonna click on full view. So we can start it on the top first. Go to top view, under view, image plane, import image. And if you save it inside source images folder, can you see Maya know where to find? You always want any bitmap, any image plane to be inside source images folder. So I'm gonna click top, open, it will look like that.
Where did you hit the, or where did you access that dialog box for the open? Like, where did you have to hit
View,
image?
image plane, import. And then do the same on the side view. View, menu of the side view, image plane, import images. Here we go. And then I'm gonna click side, open. Don't need to do anything else, just keep importing. Now oh, hey guys, I import into the wrong one. This is font. So what you can do is you can select and hit up. Make sure you select only the image plane on the font, on the viewport that you want to delete, and just hit delete and re-import it. File, import. These are font, so I got to pick font. Here we go. And now the side view right here. Select image plane, import. Here we go. And side. Here we go. So now they're all in there. And we need to rework a little bit because I did not center the top image. I forgot. Can you see? So I did not center in the horizontal. I forgot. That's okay. So now before we do anything else, let's save this scene so that if it crashes, we still get this. We need to change the unit. And based on, hold on, let me get reference quick. Oh, I forgot to copy the track in my folder. Hold on, here we go. So, right, come on. Let's take a look at this. Measurement. So measurement is inches. So we need to change our unit to inch. So that is easy to manual it. So to change it, you go to Window menu, Settings / Preferences, and Preferences. Under setting tab right here, category, look for settings, unit, working unit, switch centimeter to inch, and that's it. Then click save. Here we go. So now this is based on inches, so it's going to be really big. Okay. We want 100, right? So if I select the side of the truck, the width is about 2 inches. So I think it's, let's do 200. There we go. And 200 by 200. So 200 by 200 might be easier to get started. So now let's grab each images. I'm gonna highlight all. I mean the number 200, I just use it because when we look at on the reference 106, but in overall length is 172. So I do a little larger. It's not going to be 200 because see it's within inside there. Now we're gonna have to manual again, but right now we get all 3 image plane to be 200 inches in scale. Here we go. 200 inches. And on perspective view, because we change the scale and then we scale the object so big, you can see the icon of your camera. You can hide that camera icon because we don't want to touch them. So under show menu here, and you can uncheck camera. Where is, right there. So camera is gone, but the image plane is still there. Here we go. Okay, so now, not yet. Look at on side view. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my grid. The grid is based on inch, right? So it's really small. Here we go. I'm gonna turn off temporary. I want you to measure the length so that when we block it out, we don't have to type actual number or anything. It will be easier. Like for example, we want to measure if these are 172. I don't, it is not. Right here. We want that 172 and overall width is 66 inches. So under create menu, you have measure tool, distance tool, right there. Turn it on. Focus on side view only. So 172, I think is from the bumper. Let me check. Yep, from the bumper to the end here. So I'm gonna place my first locator there. One, really small, we can make adjustment. I want you to hold shift key. The reason is we'll constrain the straight line, but you can click anywhere right here, and then can you see it will place it right there, but constrain. So this is 186. We need to scale the image down, but what we can do, let me turn on a 172. So it would be, what is the 172 divided by 2? I would get 86. So let's turn this back on. We want 86 from left to right to the center. Do you know what I'm saying? So right now what I need to do though, I'm gonna turn off the grid temporary. I'm gonna move. Just select only the locator and then grab I grab Z axis and then move it until you get 172. I am a little over 172, which is okay, no big deal. So that's good enough. So in this case, I cannot really do 70. 86 will be a little over than 86. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab that. Okay. Oh, sorry, not grab that yet. Yes, sorry. Select that to only locator, because when we move locator, these distance measurement will follow. I'm gonna group this. Let me turn on grid again, because when we group it, the center of the pivot will be right on the center there. That's exactly what we wanted. So edit group. So now can you see? Now what I can do, oh, one moment. No, we can't use that center pivot point there. We need to change. It's just because they are not equal left and right. So the easy one is you go to modify center pivot. And now this is the center. Okay. So the reason that we do that, because of this, I want you to move this center. I hold X key so that it snap to grid right there. So now when I move it there, what happening is left and right from this locator to the center will be equal from the back locator to the center. Does it make sense, guys? So basically, if you have, let's look at my hand. If you have a 2-point here, right? 2-point, and we want the center to be on the center of workspace. However, when we group it, if this, like what we have is a little offset, so it's shift to the left. So when we group it, the pivot point are center to the workspace, which is shift to the right. So what we can do is, we are on selection, we go to modify center pivot point to the group. So we'll shift to in the middle. And then now we can move this to anywhere. So does it make sense? The reason to do that is because of this. With this truck, we want that to be matched, right here and there. So now when I move, I need to scale them. So I'm gonna highlight both width and height and middle mouse drag, and then I scale them. Can you see? So I try to scale like this, and then I'm gonna move so that I can match. We want them to be on the center, so that easier for us to control the model. So can you see that? So I have to scale a little more.
How did you scale both of them at once?
You highlight
highlight them, and then
you middle mouse drag on screen.
Middle mouse drag.
Yes.
Okay.
So with middle mouse function is what it does is it's changing the volumes, like make this like a slider. You can highlight only one label is fine. You're gonna do that slide only one. Okay.
And it's supposed to move the image, not the actual.
Yes, you want to move the image so that the bumper and the end are matched with the locator, because the locator we already put them left and right exactly same space from center, because we want to build everything from the center. Now does it make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that, like, I'm not gonna mess it up in any ways. I'm trying to make sure that we're moving the truck image and not the
Now the other thing is, guys, if you look at on my locator, if it's too small, You can select locator, turn on scale 2 and scale it. Make it bigger. It will scale itself. Here we go. So that you can see larger. Can you see? That's easier to see it. Don't scale the group. You scale the actual locator. So we have to do this only on the side. We don't have to do the width of this section at all. There's a reason right here. Because of the blueprint that we got is already proportionate. So we don't need to measurement like this at all. We just do that. And then we're gonna use the font truck, or the top of the truck, to match with that locator. So now when you go to top view, you're gonna do the same thing again with the top view. So I'm gonna turn off.
Is there a way to like lock this so that we don't mess with it?
Which one?
Like the locator, is there a way to lock the locator so that
Yes,
we don't
you
actually
can.
accidentally
You
mess
can.
with them?
So now to lock the locator, this is what we can do. Okay, we're gonna lock the whole group. So on the outliner, can you see I have the group that has locator? Select that group, and then you highlight all of the attribute and then lock. Just lock selection. Here we go. So
Okay.
we will not be able to move. Oh wait. No, we will not be able to move the group, but we still can move the locator. So you have to lock the locator. I thought we can lock the higher hierarchy. So just select two locator together on the outliner quicker. Highlight it. You can highlight all of the uh, local scale too, right here, so that you don't. I mean, unless you want to scale but you don't want to move. So I'm gonna lock all of this. So now you shouldn't be able to do anything. Can you see? All the tools are turned gray.
Okay, yeah.
So that's it. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna unlock the group because I may have to move the group. Okay. But the group we have to use outliner to select. So now we wanted to now we need to rotate the truck. Can you see on the top view? Because of we want to match with this. Now, before we do that though, we need to look at on perspective view. We need to rotate this image to match same orientation. So mine is rotation Y, it need to be 90. Here we go. Because it need to be matched. Font and font. I mean, font on the top need to be matched to the font on the side. Okay. So now not yet. Look at on top view. You need to move this so that can you see the locator? We want this center to be on the locator center because that's the center of the workspace, like that. So that when we mirror left and right, we get the same space from the center. So once again, you might have to zoom in really close. Now, if you zoom in really close like this, can you see you lost the handle to move? Once again, when I move, it does change only on x-axis. I can highlight X right here, middle mouse button, and then I can slide it. So now, see, it's really convenient. You don't have to use the main tripod tool to move. You can use middle mouse drag on screen. So you highlight the label, any label, and then you can middle mouse.
Do we need the truck to line up with the middle of the locator, or do we need it to match up with the line that's connecting the 2 points?
Right here. If you turn on grid, will look like this. The center of the grid, because the locator is on the center of the grid.
Okay.
That locator.
So I need, okay.
So the reason is because we want to build left side or right side and mirror it. so that they have the same distance.
Got it.
Okay. And now we need to scale them down so that they are matched and move. So I'm gonna move mine is gonna be Z now. Can you see? I moved that to here. And now basically I think I have to move it later. So let's scale it. We can start off with highlight both width and height, and then go ahead middle mouse drag to scale it. Switch to move to and move on Z axis. Oh, I'm so lucky. I just one scale and it fit. Such a coincidence. A little off, but that's okay. It's just a little bit. Probably a point, like 0.2, 0.3 miss. So this is good now. And if you look at on perspective, can you see they line up? Here we go. So now we're gonna have to work on font view. The font view, you don't have to manual it. You could just use this technique. You try to select the font font image plane and just move like this. Can you see? And you can turn off the image plane on. No, you can't really. Let's move the top image plane down below, because when we build it, it doesn't matter it's up or high. It's better to be low, not high, so that the geometry are set right on top of it. Okay, so now on the side we can leave it there. So now we should be able to see the font image plane easier. I'm gonna scale uniformly again. Here we go. Scale it down. Turn on move to, and we already know it's about like 185, right? So let's do 185 and then we adjust it from there. 185, and then, I mean, where do I get that number? I got it from this, because this is 185. Let's do that. That's 185 too. So because they are about the same proportion, not about, they are exactly same proportion. So 185, and then I'm gonna move that. I think I can live with that.
So we can't move the side view up or down because it'll mess it up with the having it on the center of the grid, but we can move the front
Yes.
facing one.
Every time when you make adjustment, you move only one image plane. So
Right. But the one that we need to move is the one where the truck is facing head on.
the font image, the font face right here.
Okay. That's the one that we can move up and down.
Right. You don't move anything else. Okay. So right now I could see that this drawing is a little awkward. That level we can test. If I move forward, see if it match. Oh, it does. Okay, good. So the bumper are matched. Can you see right there? Now I can check the tire, see if it match. So I can move aside, and then we're gonna have to move it back. That match, fender match. Oh, the top of the hood match too, except if I move it to right there. It's kind of match. That match. So perfect. So I think this is good. Now I'm gonna have to move it to the center again, because it's common to move these around. Here we go. Right there. Now it's perfect. And it's 185 is good.
So the bumper, when you moved up for the bumper, did they match like identically, like it was a straight line all across?
Right.
Okay. So for mine to match,
you see, if this is the top, the highest, right? You match with the highest right there. And
I was checking for the actual like bumper on the front of the car, like where it's in front of the wheel, that part right there.
Right here. Okay.
Um,
You use thing right there.
right, but I'm saying the part that's yeah, yours lines up, but mine does not.
So you have to
So
scale them and move them until it match. Did you get the
okay,
scale 180?
um, no, I didn't.
So get the
But
scale
I
to
was.
180.
Are they both 180?
Yep. 185, sorry. I mean, that's the right scale.
Okay, so both images we
Yeah.
rescaled to 185.
Levi, basically, when you look at it, you match the center, the top, the highest top, and the bottom first. And then you started to match the detail. I mean, basically, what I did is I want to overcheck if the detail are matched correctly. It should do because they are same proportion. We already used Photoshop to match them. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
This is just to what do you call it, like a to um uh to overcheck. Yes. So and make sure you put the center of the truck on the font truck to the center of the workspace, not the selection. You need to look at on. Can you see right here? That's
Yeah.
the center. Line up with the center line of the y-axis, and that's crucial because we're gonna build everything from the center. Now, when you get already ready, you just move everything backward like this. Backward. Do not shift left and right. The reason is we wanted to clear the center space for the model. And then you grab this side plane and shift it like this. We just want to clear the center space. And that's all. Now save. This is it. Wow, it take longer than I thought. So today, we got a little time, so let's block it really quickly. Okay. Now, to block it out, you don't have to worry about a single mesh because we just want to block it out where things are. So we're gonna start it with a cube, and then you scale cube into the size. Here we go. And now I'm gonna start off. You can start off from anywhere actually. I'm gonna just do only right there, and you can grab the vertex now. You can switch to 4, and we're gonna just line things up like this. There we go. The bottom. Okay. And you can reduplicate this, Control D, and just move it up. Grab that vertex, shrink it. We just want to block it out, that's all. So right here, this one will be higher, this one will be lower. Okay. And then I'm gonna recopy this, Control D, move it to the truck bed, grab. If I switch to 5, can you see it look like this? We just want to block it out quickly. Here we go. Okay. And now, let me switch to wireframe on shader. Okay. So, I'm going to switch to 4. I need to rework on this section. Grab the vertices, scale it down. Now I could see that my truck is a little off. Can you see? I thought I lined it up correctly. I must move by accident. Let me grab that again, the truck. The image plane. Here we go. So now it looks kind of right. The center. Okay, and I'm gonna narrow this section. And they are these are the roof is a little forward. I don't need that. Okay, so Now I could see that this is incorrect, so I think I need the base of the truck first. So let me duplicate. Control D to duplicate. Oh, not Control R. Sorry. Control D, and I'm gonna make this. Right click vertex. Make this thinner. Let me switch to 4 so that I can see. This will be the base. The base. So that I think that's it. That what I did it wrong. All the way there. Here we go. So, and this guy, this object, that one, that I need to reshape. So I'm gonna reshape this, scale it. Here we go. And then I'm gonna grab the vertices on the top font, scale it. Here we go. Okay. And it looked like this. Not perfect. We just want to block it out, like I said. Nothing much. Okay. So now let's put the placeholder for the wheel, for the tire. So I use slender, and I'm gonna scale it a little bit because I can't see. And rotate. You don't need to change any geometry resolution at all. 90. There we go. Then I'm gonna just move. Try to locate the center. Let me turn on a shade. Wireframe on shade also. And then right here, this button, transparency. Turn transparency on so that you can see the line a little better. Here we go. And I'm gonna scale until it's fit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just a placeholder. And then on the font view, I'm gonna turn off grid. Oh, not that one. What am I turning off? Turn off grid. Here we go. So I'm gonna move that in place. Switch to 4. 4 is a wireframe mode. Flatten it. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna Control D to duplicate and then move it. Here we go. Now I'm gonna select both. Control D. I might do a little fast for you for now, but you got an idea. Here we go. And I think the truck bed is too wide. Now for the fender, you don't really need. I think this is good enough. So that's the placeholder. So we get a roughly shape. And I'm gonna put all of this inside one layers, including a group node. So I'm gonna select like this. There we go. Distance to 2. And we're gonna add under layers, create layer from selection, from selector. And then I'm gonna call blocking layer, save, and then we can template it so that when we started to build the actual object, it'll be easier. Now you can also grab all the image plane and put inside layer 2. So layer, create layer from selector, and then you can hide them. Can you see quickly? And I'm gonna double click, rename. I'm gonna call image plane layers. And I think that's it for today. And next section we will come back and start it to sculpt more geometry. Okay, so that you just warm up. Okay, so Hey guys, this week on Friday we're gonna do lecture, okay? Because I wanted to rush on this a little bit. I afraid that I want to get lecture done as much as we can before a Thanksgiving, so that during Thanksgiving and the last week, I may still have to do some lecture. I'm gonna record it beforehand and then I'm gonna just post it on D2L so that you can watch it on your own time. Because this model is quite a lot of work. I mean, it's not difficult. It just take time. I mean, because you went through the um, fire hydrant, which is really good, really difficult actually. And then you are matching things, moving things around with the second project. So that's is kind of complex too. So basically, you have about enough, and all the tools that we have been using. Basically, we're gonna use it here. So basically, there's not much of the tools that you need to know. There are some new things, but they are not much at all. The thing is just how you analyze the geometry and build them. That's all. So, and I will work with you. I will do it with you so that you know how I think about layout, and then hopefully in the future you could uh, or even toward to the end of this model, you are able to analyze by yourself. That's how you come up with like how to build things, like when you look at on the shape. Okay, so any questions? Are you guys doing okay?
Yeah, I got the images scaled how they're supposed to be, and then I'll come back to this
Okay,
and block it out.
so in this case I want you to do screen, just one screen cap like this, and post it by Wednesday. Okay, so let me do screen cap so that perspective, screen cap, and then here we go. So you can post this on the D2L. Let me do that so I won't forget. Let me name progress. Oh, I feel vomit. Okay, so now, and don't leave yet. Let me check row first. Let me create a new contents, and I will be inside in class exercise. Oh, I am on the wrong place. New. Okay. I don't know what numbers. This will be a
It's week 12.
week 12. Thank you. Okay. And I will enable due date is 11 by 2:30. Okay. All right, guys, and I'll check real quick, and you guys can take a rest. Jan,
Yes, here.
sorry, Jared, yes, sorry, Madison, yeah, Julian, Zach, Leland, Shannon, wow, Levy, Louie, Louie, you were here, right? Was she? What he? No, Louie, Jared, Purdue.
He said he's here.
Oh, Livy is here. Sorry.
Yeah, he's right behind me.
Okay. Jared Purdue, Noah, Levi's, yes. All right, guys. Okay, guys. Any questions, guys? If it's not, you can take off. Okay. I'll see you on Wednesday. Are you gonna class?